Okay, so to do that, we're going to do exactly like we would do our product rule, which is how we did the very first two problems, So this right here, okay, if we look at m's first, this would be 6 m's, another 6 m's, and another 6 m's for a total of 6, 12, 18 m's. So m to the 18. And then this right here would be 4, 8, 12 n's, 12 n's. And this is 8 times 8, which is 64, times 8 again. Okay, so $64 times 8 is going to be a big old number, 512. All right. On the bottom, we still have our 4. We have m to the third, and we have n squared. On the bottom, we still have our 4, m to the third, n squared. None of that changed. None of that moved. All right. So again, this would be 18 m's. This would be 3 m's. I could cancel out 3 pairs of m's, which would leave me with 15, and they would be in the top, which would leave me with 15, and they would be in the top. This would be 12 n's on top, 2 on the bottom. That would leave me with 10 n's after I do my cancellation. I have my 512 on top, and I have my 4 on bottom because the exponents were bigger on top. Both the m and the n stay on top. All right? And then I know that both of these are divisible by 4. So my final answer is 128, because 512 divided by 4 is 128. 4 divided by 4 is 1, which I told you we talked about before. You don't need to write. M to the 15, n to the 10th. All right, that would be your final answer. All right? Hopefully you're feeling pretty good about this. Let's do one that's a little bit more going on for it. All right? Not that that wasn't a lot, but you know. All right. So this one is going to be 4 r to the negative 7th, s to the negative 1st, times 7 r to the negative 2nd, s to the 5th, and t to the 0. Okay? So let's start off by saying, remember, the numbers have their own exponents. The r's have their own exponents. The s's have their own exponents. And the t has its own exponent. All right? So if we look at the 4 and the 7, we don't see any exponents. So because we would say, I don't see anything, it would be a 1, which means the 4 and the 7 are both staying on top. The 4 and the 7 are both staying on top. R to the negative 7th, again, in your brain, something's wrong. It needs to go to the bottom. So we are going to put r to the negative 7 on the bottom and change that negative 7 to a positive 7. S to the negative 1st, same thing. We are going to move that puppy to the bottom and make that negative 1 a positive 1. Make that negative 1 a positive 1. That r to the negative 2nd power, same thing. It's got that negative on it. Gosh darn it. Got to move that to the bottom. S to the 5th, well, that bad boy can stay on top. I'll put that over here. S to the 5th can stay on top.